Hey everybody, what's going on? What are you doing over there? Oh, talking to you. Pay attention. Listen, man, it's freaking Thursday, right? The week's almost over. Thank God it's been a long freaking week, right? All right, so today I want to talk about one of my favorite underrated bands of all time. Now, I got these guys I'm going to talk about today are in like my top 5 of like one of the most underrated freaking bands that should have been a hell of a lot bigger, all right? These guys sold a shitload of freaking albums and just never got there, you know? I mean, there's a bunch of, Riot is another band, Armored Saints, another one. I mean, even bands like UFO and Thin Lizzy, as big as those two bands are, they never hit that, Iron Maiden plateau. But the guys I want to talk about today, I freaking love this band, man. And I've been meaning to do a video on them for a while, and today's the day, all right? So these guys, no, I didn't mention it yet. Slow down. From Oakland, California, all right? These guys formed 1972, was just a little cover band. It had Mr. Leonard Hayes on drums. It had Bob Gardner and Wayne Stitzer, all right? Just the three of them. They were kids, man. They're playing bunch of cover songs, But then they get in freaking Dave Medichetti, all right? Freaking ace guitar player and a guy with a great freaking voice. Even to this day, this guy can play his ass off and sing his ass off, right? That's why he's got no ass. Not that I'm looking, I don't know. Anywho, all right? So, 1972, Van Halen wasn't really there yet. They didn't drop their first album till what, 77, 78? They really didn't get as mammoth, what? They were playing, a bunch of backyard parties, 73, 74, 75, around there. Montrose was kicking around kind of, but I don't think their first album came out till like 73. But anyway, so these guys I'm talking about, right? Eventually, Bob left and Wayne left, and we got in Phil Kenmore and Joey Alves, and they were like, hey, we need a band name. There was an album, a record playing on a turntable, happened to be the Beatles. And Leonard just turned around and said, hey, man, why don't we just call ourselves the name of the Beatles album? Yesterday and Today. Hence, Y&T. That's right. That's what we're talking about today. Y&T. Underrated, great freaking band that should have been bigger than what they are. All right? Great band. They're still out there today, freaking gigging around and stuff like that. They lost a couple of members, but great band, all right? So let's just jump into this. So now I'm just going to touch on some things here and there, just give you a little brief history and talk about some albums that I got, all right? But if you really want all the details and want to know really what's going on and you want to get into these guys and know stuff, this is what you need to get, all right? Y&T, On With The Show. I'm going to move my fingers. This is a great DVD. There's actually 2 DVDs in here. I got this from the band's website, all right? No, it wasn't expensive. So like one DVD is like 137 minutes. The other one is like 140 something minutes. You're going to be sitting down for about 3 hours, 2.5 hours watching this, all right? It's freaking great. This is one of the best documentaries on a band I've seen. It's unbelievable, all right? So Y&T, On With The Show. Go to the band's website, Google in ynt.com, bands, whatever. Go to the band's website and just order from there, all right? Because I don't think Amazon has it, and if somebody on eBay is selling it, it's going to be about $400, all right? So don't even. Just go to the band's website, and you'll see some other stuff that you may want, man. Some other albums and T-shirts, whatever, all right? Whatever. So this is the back, all right? Shows you the band, whatever, and their different formations. You open this up, all right? The DVDs are in here, nothing fancy. But yeah, great stuff. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting this, all right? I've seen this a few times, man, and it's just great every time I watch it, all right? This is a must, all right? So now we're going to move on. So these guys are out, they're gigging, they're opening up for AC/DC at the time, and they were opening up for Queen. And Queen was on their Night at the Opera tour. And some bigwigs saw Y&T opening up. And they're like, hey, man, we're going to sign these guys. So they get signed to London record label, all right? They make 2 albums with London. and then they basically dropped the second album because they weren't doing the rock genre anymore or some nonsense. So Y&T's second album kind of got swept under the rug, all right? Then they get signed to A&M, and they stay with them for a few albums. Something happens with them later on, and they go to Geffen, and then 2 or 3 albums with Geffen, and then they're gone, and now they're signed to the Italian record label Frontiers, all right? And I don't know if they're still with them, but that was the last thing they did was with Frontiers, all right? So let's move on now, all right? So the first album on London came out in 1976, all right? And that's this, Yesterday and Today, all right? Bunch of young kids, man. I mean, not Def Leppard young, but, young guys, all right? Now, there's a song on here that I freaking love to this day. The live version's even better, called 25 Hours a Day. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to maybe piss off some people, drummers, whatever, or, Led Zeppelin fanatics. But Leonard Hayes, the drummer in this band, all right? Now, I don't want to start getting hate comments, but it is what it is, all right? His right foot will give Bonham a run for his money, all right? You listen to these first 2 Y&T albums, man, and you'll understand what I'm talking about, all right? The triplets he does with his single bass drum, all right? Same thing as Bonham, man. The one rack, the one floor tom, the bass drum, the snare, a couple cymbals. But his right foot is monstrous. The triplets he does. No, I'm not talking about triplets and having kids. No. Musical terms, all right? You're a drummer, you know what I'm talking about. It's just, on his foot. Monster, all right? Freaking guy is just killer, all right? And some of these songs, you'll hear it, all right? So, yeah, he gives Bonham a little run for his money. Not that Bonham is bad. Oh, don't take this out of content, all right? Oh, slow down. I'm just saying. All right, so, yeah. First album, London label, all right, 1976. I'm getting a vinyl, calm down. All right, this is the sleeve, all right? This is what it be looking like, yo. All right, you got the words on the other side, all right? Now, these guys later on end up getting mixed up into the whole glam hair metal stuff, which we'll get into later. But basically, these guys are just a hard rocking, straight ahead hard rock band, all right? Ain't nothing hair and glam about them whatsoever. All right, so they're on the London label, all right? There's some blue. Anybody owns any old Rolling Stones, you recognize the label, okay? So, man, it's got some good stuff on here, all right? So you got Earthshaker, which is a cool song. Fast Ladies, okay? Song on here called Alcohol, which is a really cool party song, all right? I mean, just the name alone, Alcohol. How could you go wrong with that? So you can check that out, all right? Then you got Beautiful Dreamer, which they still play today, okay? The other side here, you got Animal Women. Now, certain titles, to me, right off the bat, I'm like, and Animal Woman, Dirty Girls, titles like that, just, I don't know, but it is what it is, all right? The song after that, 25 Hours a Day, again, just a great freaking song, Leonard's foot, man. Game Playing Woman, again, it's all right. Come On Over, that's another song where you hear Leonard's foot, man, killer. And then the last song is My Heart Plays Too. All right, so there's some solid songs on here, and there's some other stuff, depending on one's opinion, good or bad, all right? So for me, it's a little hit or miss, but, it's the first album. Got to cut them some slack, right? All right, so that's the first one, Yesterday and Today. Boom. Second album, they come out. Struck Down, all right? This was the album that kind of basically got swept under the rug because the record label didn't do nothing with it, all right? But there's some good stuff on here, all right? So this came out in 78, all right? There you go. That's what the boys look like. So you got Dave Meniketti there, guitarist, vocalist. There's Leonard Hayes, the drummer. There's Phil, the bass player, and Joey, the rhythm guitar player, all right? They all write. They all do their thing. You know, Phil sings on a couple of songs, all right, as well as Dave. All right, you can definitely tell them apart. Trust me. So yeah, good rockin' band. Second album. Okay. This is the sleeve. It's got the words. All right. Picture of him on stage, rocking out. Ain't nothing glam or friggin' hair or metal or anything about him, right? Straight rock band, man. These guys used to rehearse their asses off. You watch that DVD, you'll know what I'm talking about. All right. Again, just on the London label. All right. Rocking and rolling here. Now the songs are a bit better on here, you know, the second album. So you got Struck Down. Cool song, man, right off the bat. All right. Pleasure in My Heart, which is okay. The song Road, men's. Nasty Sadie, again, depending on your opinion, you either like it, you don't like it, it is what it is. Dreams of Egypt is a cool song, okay? Then you got Tried to Show You, which is cool. I'm Lost, all right? And then there's a song on here called Stargazer. Now, no, it's not the Rainbow Rising Stargazer. It's nothing like it, all right? That Rainbow Stargazer is just epic, all right? But this Stargazer is cool, okay? It's a good song, all right? Let's not get it all twisted. All right? So that was 78, and that's the one that basically London said, shh. So now Y&T leaves London, and they get signed to A&M, which took them a little while to get the deal and everything else. There was like some crap going on, but they finally get signed, all right, to A&M. And then they come out with Earthshaker, all right? Now this album, now they're getting a little harder and they're finding their way a little more. But now if you notice, now it's Y&T, okay? There's no more yesterday and today. You know, there's a difference now, all right? Basically the fans at the shows were going Y&T, Y&T, instead of saying yesterday and today, yesterday and today. It's too many syllables, doesn't sound right. Y&T, all right? Boom, Y&T. Third album, 1981, okay? So now, you know, there's some good competition in 1981. But, you know, there's the guys rocking and rolling, doing their thing, man. All right? Just opening up for AC/DC, opening up for Journey, doing their thing, okay? All over the place. All right, nothing going on there. There's the opening of this. All right, so now they're on the A&M label. All right? Now you got on here, you got, let me go on this side. Hungry for Rock, cool song, man. Just a straight rocker, very cool. Here we go, Dirty Girl. Again, depending on your opinion, some people like the song. I'm kind of, you know, on the fence with it. Whatever. The next song, Shake It Loose, which is kind of cool, all right? The next song, Squeeze, you know. But then the last song, Rescue Me, is a great freaking song, all right? That song is freaking cool. Love that song. Even to this day, I don't get sick of listening to that. Next side, you got Young and Tough. You know, the song sounds like the title. It's cool, all right? Now, the song after that, Hurricane, will make you get into a car accident if you're driving, because that song is freaking great, man. That song comes on, it's just in your face, and you just want to step on the gas and go, which I said a million times on some other songs, but Hurricane's a great song, man. The next song after that, Let Me Go, is another killer, man. That's another great freaking song. The song after that, Knock You Out, is another great. Those three songs, back to back, freaking great, all right? And then the last song, I Believe in You, which is the ballad. So this side right here, solid, all right? The other side, couple songs here and there, you know, it's a little hit and miss. But over and all, Earthshaker's a good, solid album, all right? So, good stuff. 1981, not bad. Judas Priest came out with what? Point of Entry in 1981? Well, you know, Now, the next album is where things start kicking off, all right? So, in my opinion, if you're going to get into Y&T, and if you don't have any of their stuff yet, you can either start with this album or the one after, okay? Either one. You're in good shape, all right? So this album is Black Tiger. I freaking love this album, all right? This album, unbelievable, all right? So now this came out in 1982, all right? So now you got Max Norman producing, all right? Now he did the Ozzy albums, and this was recorded, I think, in the same barn as Blizzard of Oz. All right. Good stuff on here, man. All right. You can tell now the artwork, you know, they stepped it up. All right. They put some more money into it. Cool artwork. I mean, look at that. Now, is it me or is there any kind of resemblance with Judas Priest the Hellion? Right? Defenders of the Faith, a little artwork going on there. You know what? I'll let you decide. You go do some homework and you let me know if it's the same artist, all right? Yeah. Badass, all right? Y&T. You know, the logo's different now. It's more fancy, right? Awesome stuff, man. Black Tiger. Now, this album is killer, all right? Nothing with the sleeve, blah, blah, blah. Now, for you Judas Priest fans, here we go. Side 1 kicks off with From the Moon, which is an instrumental. Just like if you guys Screaming for Vengeance, the Hellion, same thing. That guitar kind of intro kind of thing, you know what I mean? Just building up momentum before the song freaking hits. What the Hellion is to Scream for Vengeance, From the Moon is for Black Tiger, all right? Same thing. They even sound a little similar, all right? So now Hellion kicks into Electric Eye. From the Moon kicks into Open Fire. Boom. Slam dunk, man. That song is freaking killer, man. You know, the guitars are building up, and then off to the races, all right? 2 great songs back to back, just like the Hellion and Electric Eye. Same thing, all right? You're off and running. After Open Fire goes into Don't Want to Lose You, which is cool. It's just a mid-tempo, straight song, man. Good chorus, good singing, good guitaring. I mean, Dave Meniketti as a guitar player is freaking great, man. And Joey as a rhythm guitar player, those 2 guys together made a great freaking team, man. With Leonard and freaking Phil on bass. This is a great freaking band, man. They should have been a lot bigger than what they are, all right? And if you don't know that, check this out, okay? So yeah, after Don't Want to Lose You goes into Hell or High Water. Great song, man. You know, just Leonard on the drums. You know, it's just from hell and high water. It's a great rockin' freaking song, all right? Then this side ends with the song Forever. Dude, the song is freaking great, man. It's not a ballad, all right? It starts off slow, but then it kicks in. So side 1, solid freaking side, man. Going to side 2. Now, the title track, Black Tiger. If you haven't heard this song yet, okay, it starts off, it's got this menacing guitar riff, all right, with like jungle sounds going on, you know. It's like dun 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 dun. You know, it could sound something out of like Megadeth, all right. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And it's got like in between the riff, there's like some jungle stuff going on and like animal noises and, you know, the freaking little percussion stuff going on, and then the guitar just kicks in. It just gets louder and louder. Dun, 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 and, you know, this goes on for a couple minutes. And then all of a sudden it just stops, and then you hear the snare, bop, and then boom, the whole band kicks in. Black Tiger is a great freaking song, all right? Great freaking song. Unbelievable. Yeah, check that out. Now, after Black Tiger, we go into Barroom Boogie. Now, if you haven't heard Barroom Boogie, man, now, don't think Foghat or anything like that, because it's not like that at all. The lyrics are very tongue-in-cheek, and the drums are great, man. The drums just carry the whole song. And Leonard's... His drumming is great on this, okay? Even though it's just straight, but his foot, all right? Very cool, and the bass just follows along, and what Dave is just singing about... I don't want to give it away. You just got to go listen to it, all right? Barroom Boogie. Great freaking song, man, okay? After that, we go into My Way or the Highway. Great song, man. It's just, you know, the song sounds like the title, right? It's My Way or the Highway. And just the lyrics and everything, again, just a straight rockin' tune, man, all right? Good song. And then the last song on here is Winds of Change. It's not the Scorpions. There's no whistling going on, all right? Not singing about a wall or something. But this album right here, man, Black Tiger, I highly recommend this, okay? Great freaking album from beginning to end. Now, I was watching YouTube one day, and there was another channel. I don't know if it's the Hudson Squares or it's the Hudson something. And they were comparing Black Tiger to Kiss's Creatures of the Night. And I sat and watched this, and there's a panel of like 6 people, and it was like two women, and one of the women liked Black Tiger better than Creatures of the Night. Like Creatures of the Night kind of freaked her out. And after watching that, I kind of did like my own little comparison, and Creatures, it's a good album, all right, but there's things on there that bother me. I'm not a big fan of I Love It Loud. That song annoys the shit out of me. And there's other songs on there, Paul singing Keep Me Coming, that song Keep Me Coming. It's kind of cool, but the way he just, you gotta keep me coming, it's just, I don't know, it drives me nuts. Creatures is cool, and the song Danger is cool. Killer's a great song. War Machine is great. I Still Love You is a great song. But there's some other songs on there that just don't, I don't know, man. If I had to sit and compare Black Tiger to Creatures, now I don't want to do what the other guy on YouTube does, Ralph Vera. I don't want to do like a track by track, but if I had to do a track by track with those two, it would be close, man. It would be close, I know there's a lot of Kiss fans going, are you out of your mind? I know what you're thinking, but there's some stuff on Creatures that just, and there's 2 songs on there written by Bryan Adams, okay? I don't know if you guys were aware of that, all right? Rock and Roll Hell was Bryan Adams and his writing partner, and then there's another song on there as well. So don't get too uppity with me, over this Creatures of the Night thing, but I'll leave that for another time, all right? Back to Black Tiger. I love this album. Plain and simple. Now, I got a Japanese issue of it as well. Japanese pressing. Same songs. Same everything. All right? Again, just surface noise is just quieter on the Japanese pressings. Now, I only have the Japanese pressings on Black Tiger and the next one I'm going to show you. All right? So, again, it's the same record label. Comes in plastic. Only this thing just says, printed in Japan, Tokyo, Japan. All right, comes with the lyrics, which is always helpful, and a little bio in Japanese. All right. Now, if you want to get that, you can pick it up on eBay. It's not like $125. It's not that bad. All right. So now the next one comes up, and this is now we're into 1983. Excuse me, by the way. There's another album I love. This is Mean Streak. All right, Mean Streak and Black Tiger, man. These 2 albums. So either one of these that you want to buy first, it doesn't matter. Get this one, then get this one after it, buy this one, and then buy this one right after that, and then maybe go back and get Earthshaker, and then move on to the other ones that I'm going to show you, all right? But I would start with one of these 2 right off the bat, all right? So yeah, Mean Street, 1983. The title track, Mean Street, right off the bat, it's a freaking great song, all right? The riff, the songs, everything about that song is freaking great, man. And Dave Meniketti as a lead guitar player is freaking phenomenal, all right? The song after that, Straight Through the Heart, another great song, man. It's just, it is what it is. Not really like Dio, Straight Through the Heart, but it's along those kind of lines, almost like every song I've ever heard, Straight Through the Heart title, they're kind of the same, except for Bryan Adams, Straight Through the Heart. It's completely different. But anyway, after that is Lonely Side of Town. Again, it's just kind of like Don't Want to Lose You on the other ones. Just straight ahead, mid-tempo, just moving along, man. Very good song. Then we go into Midnight in Tokyo, all right? And some people don't like it, and some people like it. I happen to dig it. And I got a funny story about this. And every time I hear it, I always think about this one thing. So you guys know Anthrax, right? So those guys used to rehearse in a studio in New Rochelle. Now, Scotty Ian doesn't mention it in his book, and Johnny Z, it doesn't mention in his book either. They just mention rehearsing in Queens and Metallica and stuff like that. But they used to rehearse in New Rochelle, all right, before they went out to Queens. And I'll never forget, we're in a hallway one day, and I was talking to somebody, and we were talking about this album, you know, and we were talking about Midnight in Tokyo. And Charlie, the drummer from Anthrax, just happened to be walking down the hallway going to his room, and he overheard the conversation. He's like, I don't like that song, man. Midnight in Tokyo, I don't like that song. And I forgot what his reason was, but it's every time I hear it, I think of him standing in the hallway. This is when he had his long hair, you know. It was just a funny little stupid thing, you know. I'm just like, I don't like that song. I forgot what he said or what his reasoning was. He probably likes it now, who knows, but back in 1983, you didn't like it. Maybe he likes it now. I don't know. Charlie, ew. What's going on, guy? You got against that song. It might have been the chorus, you know. It's midnight in Tokyo. I mean, he probably didn't like the chorus or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now we get on to side 2, and it kicks off with Breaking Away. Cool song, you know. Again, it just chugs along, just straight ahead, man. Nothing wrong with it. Then we go into Hang 'em High. Now, it's not like the Van Halen song off of Dive It Down, but it's kind of along those lines. It's cool, all right? Take You to the Limit. Again, just everything on here is just like very cool. It's a very cool listen. It's very well produced. It's a great album, all right? After that goes into Sentimental Fool. Dude, it's not really a ballad. It's just so well written. I don't know. I dig it. And then the last song on here, you know, like most people you think would end with a ballad, but it doesn't. It ends with the song called Down and Dirty. And the song sounds like the title. Down and Dirty, all right? Cool song. So yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Mean Street, Black Tiger, you can't go wrong. All right? And the album, it's just nothing's going on. It's on the A&M label. All right? And I got the Japanese pressing of that as well. All right? Going down there. Very cool. Nothing else is going on. No extra songs. It's got the lyrics. Right? It's got the bio. The album is the same. All right? Just pressed in Tokyo, Japan. Quiet surface noise. All right? Just those 2 albums, the only ones I got in the Japanese pressing. So now we move on to an album where some people like and some people don't like. You know, they say, oh, it's too commercial. All sorts of nonsense. Me, I dig the songs on here. I think they're very well written. I think some of the stuff on here is different than your regular rock song. I think they put a lot of time and effort into the guitars, the vocal lines, everything. All right. So this is In Rock We Trust. All right. This is worth checking out. All right. Don't listen to what other people say about this album. Oh, it's horrible. No. Go pick it up and check it out. Or maybe it's on Spotify, whatever you guys listen to. But sit down and listen to it from beginning to end. All right. I dig this album. Now, there's a couple things on here that get kind of a little iffy, and I'll explain that. But for the most part, I dig it. Now, the producer on here is Tom Allen, all right, who's done all the Judas Priest stuff, right? British Steel, Point of Entry, you know, Tom Allen, the Tom Allen, all right? Which is funny because Mean Street was also produced by the same producer who produced Judas Priest Painkiller, all right? Chris, I can't pronounce his last name. I mean, the guy's passed away, you know, R.I.P. I'll show you his name. I don't want to destroy the guy's last name. Hold on. Chris, yeah. This guy. Where is it? Right there. All right? Him. He produced Painkiller by Priest, and now they get Tom Allen to produce this, who also produced Priest, all right? So on here, right off the bat, you drop the needle, put the CD in. Rock and roll is going to save the world. And, you know, you're like, all right. And it's not the greatest song, but if you're just going to sit down and listen to it, I don't move the needle and I don't hit skip on a CD player. I let it go. It's a good song, all right? Next song after that is called Life, Life, Life. And it's cool, man. It's different. Music-wise, it's something I haven't heard before, all right? It's in a league of its own. And the subject matter is cool, and the way Dave sings it is great, all right? So that's a cool song. Next song up is Masters and Slaves. It kind of got that chugging, kind of like you got another thing coming. That dun 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 dun. You know, it's kind of like that. Cool song, man. It'll get you moving. Next song after that is called "I'll Keep on Believing." Do you know? And it's a good song, man. Again, it's just totally different. I actually dig that freaking song, man. All right, listen to it and you know what I'm saying. All right. Song after that is called "Breakout Tonight." It's just another great freaking song, man. You know, it's the way he sings it, the rhythm. I mean, again, you can tell they put a lot of time and thought in these songs. All right. So I'm not one of those guys that just bashes shit just for the sake of bashing it. All right. You know, if you're gonna bash something, have good ground behind you to stand on. Don't just say it sucks. That means nothing to me. You know, like I've said in some other stuff where I was talking about Black Sabbath, the song Air Dance, and people just, oh my God, that song sucks. Or Judas Priest, Last Rose of the Summer. I love that freaking song, all right? Don't just tell me it sucks because it's a ballad. No, it doesn't. That doesn't fly with me. I need more reason behind that, because I'm going to sit there and argue with you of why it's a great song. It is what it is, man. You know, it's just someone's opinion, man. You can't like everything. All right, anyway. So yeah, Breakout Tonight, great song. Side 2. Right now, this is where it gets a little campy for me, all right? The song is called Lipstick and Leather. Now, you can have good music and like not so good words, and this is one of those songs. You know, I won't skip it, but it's not one of my favorite songs on here. When I put all the stuff on my iPod, right, I don't think that song is on my iPod because I like all the other songs better, you know. So, but if I'm gonna play the album, yeah, I'll play it. I won't skip it. I'll just let it go. Same thing if I got the CD, I'll let it go. It's cool. I can deal with it. All right. Song after that's called "Don't Stop Running." Great song, man. It's just high energy, good song, man. Good chorus, vocals. You know, the way Dave sings over all this stuff is great, man. And his leads, phenomenal. All right. Now the next song, "Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy." This sounds like a song that could have been on ZZ Top's Eliminator. Yeah, no, I'm not lying. It could have fit right on it because it sounds just like it. All right. Yeah, it's got like a little bit of I know like electronic drums were kind of big back in the 80s there for a while. And it's on there. And it has that Eliminator sound. Now, me and ZZ Top, I like the older stuff. All right. Eliminator and the other one, those two songs with, those two albums, they're okay. They got some good songs on them. But that's not my ZZ Top, man. I mean, I saw ZZ Top on the Eliminator tour and the Black Rose opened up. I explained the story once before. I had front row center. I went with my friend Mario. We paid $125 for front row center seats to see the Black Rose and ZZ Top. And this was before the Black Rose got kicked off the tour because they didn't like the corporate sponsoring that ZZ was getting. It's nonsense, right? Let's get kicked off a tour. My God. But yeah, man, that was a good show. $125. If I were to go get those tickets today, they'd be $2,025. Fuck out of here. But it was cool, man. Front row center, drinking beers, surrounded by, Harley Davidson biker guys. Good show, man. But anyway, so yeah. "Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy," ZZ Top song right off the bat. The next song after that, "She's a Liar." Great song, man. It's just got a great drum beat. It's very upbeat. Doom, 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 doom. It's badass. Cool midsection where it drops and it's just the bass and, the ride cymbal. Doom, doom, doom. Check it out. You know what I'm saying. And then the last song, finally the ballad, it's called "This Time." That's a good song, man. I like that song, man. It's cool. "This Time," great ballad. All right. So yeah, man. In Rock and a Hard Place. In Rock We Trust. I'm talking Aerosmith here. Check it out, man. Give it a shot. Give it a listen. See what you think, all right? Takes care of that. But the album itself comes with the lyrics, both sides, and it's still on A&M at this point, all right? We're still on these guys. Cool beans. Now, they came out with this little live kind of EP thing, all right? Open Fire. It's Open Fire. Yeah, Open Fire, the live album. It's kind of like an EP, all right? So now at this point, man, these guys, like I'm saying, they're opening up for Dio. They're opening up for Maiden. Opening up for Kiss. I mean, they're opening up for everybody. Motley Crue. I mean, this is the mid '80s. Everybody and their mother was on tour, man. Great White was opening up for Priest. You know, Dokken was everywhere. Accept was opening up for everybody. Quiet Riot was opening up for everybody. Wasp. I mean, I've seen those bands 1,000 times opening up for different friggin' headliners, you know? It's crazy, man. Queensryche, Anthrax was opening up for Maiden and people. Dude, those shows were sick back in the day, man. Yeah, I may be old, but I saw all the original bands. Yeah. All right, so on here, live, you got Open Fire, which is from Black Tiger, man. You got Go for the Throat, 25 hours a day. The live version is great on here. Rescue Me is great on here. Now, the other song that's on here, which is the studio cut, is on the next album. So I'm not going to talk about that yet. Then we go into Forever, Ballroom Boogie, and I Believe in You. It's a cool little live album, man. It's definitely worth picking up, all right? The sleeves, got a whole bunch of shots, pictures, all right? And we're still on the A&M label, all right? Still rocking. Now, the studio track on here is on the next album, and this was the hit that was on MTV. It took Dave and these guys probably like 10 minutes to write. It's one of those songs where the song wrote itself. You know what I mean? The guitar, everything just came right out. And it's along the lines of like Van Halen's, Van Halen 2, Beautiful Girls, all right? It's along those lines, talking about a beach, hanging out, you got the radio, you drinking a beer. Well, Y&T is Summertime Girls. Same kind of thing, all right? Theme, all right? Yeah, but yeah, it was a hit on MTV per se, and this is kind of where some people were like, oh, no, you know, and because it's a corny video, all right? You know, it's the guys, they're on the beach, and they're watching all these hot chicks in bikinis walking by, and then there's like the 4 or 5 girls on the beach that are dressed all metal. You know, they look like Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil costumes, and you know, every time they walk up to the Y&T guys, they're popping their beach balls and kicking sand on them and bullying them around. And, you know, it's a corny video, but this was the freaking 80s, man, right? So, Summertime Girls. Then it came out on their next album, Down for the Count, all right? Now, this cover alone, you know, I don't know. You know, the whole Pink thing and just... I don't know if it was the record company or whose idea was for this, but, you know, they're trying to fit into, like, the glam crap that's going on now. Now it's all Bon Jovi, it's all Motley Crue, it's Quiet Riot. You know, this came out in the middle of all that, you know? And Y&T is not a glam hair band, okay? Now, by the back photo of this, you can tell the record company's trying to make them that, but they're not, okay? So, I mean, seriously, that's really not a good picture of them at all. But it is what it is, all right? Now, this album to me is hit or miss. The sound is a little hard, like the drums a little more, they're edgier, per se, kind of. I don't know, you got to listen to it. But the first song, In the Name of Rock, is kind of cool, man. You know, you drop the needle, boom, it's loud, it's in your face, you know, and it's cool, all right? The next song after that, I think, is a cover song called All American Boy. These guys didn't write it. And it's all right, man. It's nothing to write home about, but I won't skip it when I'm listening to the record, all right? Song after that is called Anytime at All. Now, this is where these guys are getting kind of poppy, all right? The songwriting is still cool. The choruses, you know, I take the song for what it is. I'm not really judgmental about it. I kind of like it, all right? But then there's some days I'm like, oh, I can't deal with the song, and I'll skip it or something. But it's okay, you know? It's very chorusy, all right? The song after that is called Anything for Money. And it's, you know, it's got a cool guitar riff and everything. Again, it's just one of those songs where the music is cool and the words are kind of men's amends, you know? But it's all right. I don't have a problem with it. The song after that, Face Like an Angel, this is where this song could have been on a Bon Jovi album, all right? I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me. I actually like it, but it's very chorusy, you know? She's got a face like an angel. You can hear the guitar riff is there, it has the heaviness to it, you know, but just the title and the way the chorus is played out makes you, if you're not into that kind of thing, and it may draw you away. But I dig it, all right? I don't have a problem with it. Side 2, the first song, is the video we just talking about, Summertime Girls, all right? And it's all happy and poppy, and I don't have a problem with it. It's okay song, man, you know? It's a good summertime song. Now, you know, this is East Coast, New York. I'm not going to listen to it in January, all right? That's another thing I want to get into, is like seasonal music. You know, I don't listen to Van Halen in the winter. That's summer stuff to me, you know? It's summer. Van Halen is summer music, you know? I don't want to listen to it during a snowstorm. It doesn't make sense. That's another topic for a whole nother day. The song after that's called Looks Like Trouble. All right, that's a hard rocking song. It's cool. Now, none of this is along the lines of metal whatsoever, all right? This is hard rock with a poppy edge, okay? I mean, Aerosmith was doing it back at this point. I mean, a lot of bands were doing it, all right? Priest Turbo, really? All right. Enough said. So Looks Like Trouble's okay. Now, the next song is another cover song. And not only did Y&T do it, but Poison did it as well. And I'm not talking about Rock and Roll All Night. Poison and Y&T did a cover of Kenny Loggins and Kenny Messina song, Your Mama Don't Dance. Okay, and Your Daddy Don't Rock and Roll, the song from the 70s. Now, which version do I like better? I like Y&T's version better because it's more rocking, okay? And Dave Menikeny's voice, no offense to Bret Michaels, but I like Dave's voice better than Bret's. And Dave is a way better guitar player than CC DeVille. All right? It's just the way it goes, man, all right? You know, nothing against Poison and those guys. I don't even know them. I'm sure they're nice guys. But if I got to compare the two versions, I like Y&T's better. That's all. And if I got to compare both their versions to the original version, I'll take the original 1970s version, all right? So there you have it. All right, so enough about Your Mama Don't Dance. Then there's a song on here called Don't Tell Me What to Wear. You heard it right. Now, if you were an angry teenager when this album came out, that song kind of fit, you know, because you're going into restaurants or wherever, and, you know, if you got to go out to dinner with your parents, and you're like, well, I'm wearing my leather jacket with Slayer on the back, and they're like, you can't wear that, and, you know, you wear it to the restaurant, and maitre d's like, you're not allowed in here, or you don't have a tie, even to this day. You can't come in here with a tie or, you know, t-shirt and sneakers. Don't tell me what to wear. So that song is just kind of like one of those songs, you know. It's cool. I dig it. It fit back in the day. And then the last song on here is called Hands of Time. It's another ballad, very well written, very cool song. All right. So yeah, man, this album is worth checking out. All right. Down for the Count. I'm not bashing it. It's just different, and it's a little more poppy as opposed to Black Tiger and Mean Street. Those are the ones I would get first. All right. That's all I'm saying. But this is worth checking out. Whew. All right. Nothing fancy going on there. And we're still on the A&M label. All right. Down for the Count. Now this is where the band starts to change a little bit. The drummer, Leonard, leaves. He's got some personal stuff going on. He splits. So they get the new drummer, Jimmy DeGrasso, and they leave the record label, A&M, for whatever reasons, and they get signed to Geffen. Now, Geffen label was huge, all right? Guns N' Roses was on it, and Blue Murder. I mean, a whole bunch of people were on Geffen label, you know? And Y&T was one of them. And this was the album, again, after all of that good stuff, this was the album that they put a lot of work into, and they thought with Geffen behind them that this would have, you know, gave them that extra shot to, you know, get into super stratosphere stardom. And it just didn't happen, man. You know, so this is Y&T's Contagious. And a lot of people, they bash this album. They don't like it. I like it. You know, I mean, now they're really competing with the Bon Jovi of Slippery When Wet and Bon Jovi's New Jersey. I mean, everybody was at that point. I mean, those two albums are freaking great, man. Now, I like New Jersey better than Slippery When Wet, but that's my opinion. But Contagious, all right? So there's the new drummer there, Jimmy. There's Dave, Phil, and Joey, all right? So now, you know, you can tell by the clothes from this compared to 1970, but they're still not in the hair. I mean, they're kind of entry, but not really. To me, it's still a hard rockin' band, but this album is a little slicker, all right? So just a song right off the bat, the song Contagious, could have been on one of those two Bon Jovi albums, Slippery When Wet or New Jersey. It definitely could have been on there because it has that rhythm. And if you listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. It sounds like Living on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name, feel like the bass or the lick. You listen to it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The song Contagious. So it's kind of got that thing going on, but it's cool, all right? Listen to it, you know what I'm saying, all right? So, comes with the words, all right? There's the picture. So, real quick, man. So, the song Contagious is cool. Like I said, it's very Bon Jovi-ish. The next song, L.A. Rocks. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, all right? I like the music to it. The words are kind of you know. You're very specific with the L.A. thing, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense, I know. But it's an all right song, all right? Let's just put it that way. The next song, Temptation, is cool, all right? I got nothing wrong with that. The next song, The Kid Goes Crazy. It's kind of like one of those Van Halen, Ice Cream Man meets Full Bug, all right? Put those two songs together, it's kind of like one of those kind of songs. Fight for Your Life after that. There was a lot of Fight for Your Life songs in the 80s. Fight for Your Life and Raise Your Hand to Rock songs. You know, I'm not crazy about the title. This song is okay, all right? Nothing wrong with it. Now, the song Armed and Dangerous on here is pretty badass, all right? That's a cool song. I dig that. Rhythm or Not is a cool song as well, all right? So the songs are decent, man. They're well produced. It's just slicker, okay? Bodily Harm is another cool song on here. And then the last song on here, Eyes of a Stranger, the ballad, is cool. All right, so this album isn't that bad. People trashed it, and I don't know why. I guess they would just, you know, for whatever, man. You know, people, like I said, people trash stuff just for the sake of it, and that's the end of it without really paying attention or even noting how things were written or how things were put together. They don't do that. They just hear it for the sake of hearing it, and they just write it off as, this sucks. Not knowing really the work that went into writing something like that, or, you know, hey man, that doesn't sound like anything I've heard before. You know, no, they don't think like that, you know, which drives me crazy. You know, give the song a chance and listen to it, you know. If you've never written a song before, you know, you sit down with your guitar or piano with a blank piece of paper, and you're waiting for something to come to you, and it's not easy, man. It's like one song can be rewritten. What am I, Elmer Fudd? Rewritten, Wascally Wabbit. Rewritten 1,000 times before it finally becomes that 3-minute thing, you know. And just parts are added, taken out. It's a hard thing to do. I mean, some songs come quick and some songs don't, but just putting the pieces together and coming up with different parts, and you know, you finally do it, and you know, and you gotta write the words to it and a vocal line, and there's a lot of work that goes into putting a song together. And when it's finally out, just to have someone sitting there going, oh yeah, that sucks. Come on, man. No, that doesn't fly. All right, that's all my opinion, but no, it shouldn't be like that. Especially if you're not a freaking musician, all right? And you start talking shit like that and you don't know anything what you're talking about, I don't want to hear it. All right. So after that, the next album that comes up is the album 10, okay? Boom. Jimmy DeGrasso's still there. But now Joey is out and we get Steph to come in to play some leads and rhythm guitar. Joey left. He had some stuff going on as well, all right? Whatever the case may be. Now, this to me is a solid album. Now, there's One or two songs on here I'm not that crazy about, but I like them, all right? This album is pretty hard rocking. They got away from the slick sound of Contagious, and this is just more in your face. You know, the drum sound, everything is just heavier. Not in heavy as Slayer, but just a heavier rock sound, all right? Now, yeah, I'm gonna get into it. In one of my other videos, I got into What's the Connection, and I showed a Journey album and this album. And basically, I don't know why, all right? I forget if they explain it in this. I think they do, of why Jimmy didn't play the drums on here. I don't know whether it was the producer or something just wasn't clicking, but the drummer from Journey, Steve Smith, plays the drums on this album. Now, Steve had said that he basically learned all of Jimmy's parts and just replayed them. But I know Steve's style. I've listened to Journey enough, and I know the way Steve plays, and he's got his stamp all over these songs. Whether he's playing what Jimmy played or not, he definitely put his stamps on these songs, and you can hear it, all right? But anyway, the songs on here are good, man. So it starts off with the song Hard Times. It's fucking awesome. I know it's not Painkiller by Judas Priest, but it's a good rock song, all right? Then it gets, the next song is called Lucy. And again, it's just a great, straight, hard rock song. After that, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, which was the power ballad, but it's not really that power ballady. It's still on the heavier side, all right? It's not Sister Christian by Night Ranger. The song after that, Girl Crazy. The title alone will explain the way the music sounds, all right? Girl Crazy, that's the way the music is. The next song, City, C-I-T-Y, is a great freaking song, man. That's one of the best songs on the album, all right? Cool song. The song after that, Coming from the Rain, the other power ballad, very good song, all right? Side 2, Flip the Bad Boy Over. Red Hot and Ready. Again, the song sounds like the title. It's kind of like one of those straight to the heart kind of songs, but it's good. It's a good song, all right? The next song, She's Gone. That's a great song, man. Yeah, you break up with your girlfriend, good song to put on, all right? The song after that, Let It Out. It's another great. This whole album is basically a very good hard rocking album, all right, from beginning to end. The next song, 10 Lovers, is very cool, man. It's very acoustic-y, but electric at the same time, man. It moves, it grooves, it just, very cool song, man. Very well written, all right? The song after that, Going Off the Deep End, again, the song sounds the way the title rolls off, okay? And then the last song on here, Surrender, that's the highlight of this, to me, is the highlight of this album. It's freaking great, man. It's just one of those songs that just, I don't know, it moves you. It's a great freaking song. It's not a ballad, man. It's a rocking tune, don't get me wrong. It's a great freaking song, man. Surrender, awesome stuff, all right? So definitely check this out if you can pick it up. CD, Spotify, wherever the hell it is, 10, all right? And that's it. The sleeves, got the chick in a lingerie, picture of the guys, and it's on the Geffen label. All right, I'm sure you guys seen this label 100 times. A lot of albums on. You know, these guys signed a lot of artists. David Geffen. You know, some people like him and some people don't. I'm not going to voice my opinion on any of it because I don't know the guy. But from what stories I've read, I don't know, man. Whatever. Then the last album I got from them is this live one that I just showed in my new deliveries. All right, yesterday and today live. This came out in 91. Now, someone left in a comment, a note in a comment that I guess this is a reissue. I guess it was out on vinyl before. I only had the CD. So I guess this is the reissue, and the original is still out there. All right, you can find it, pick it up. This is gatefold. This is 180 gram. All right. Like that. It's got some cool songs on here. Starts off with Main Street, right? Hurricane, Don't Stop Running, Struck Down, Winds of Change. Again, not the Scorpions. There's no whistling on here. Black Tiger. There's that song, man. Midnight in Tokyo. Charlie. Beautiful Dreamer. Hard Times. I'll Cry. I Believe in You. Squeeze Forever. Earthshaker and Rescue Me. Excuse me. All right, it's the album. Now, there's two of them. They're both the same. This is on this blue. All right, little marble looking thing going on. Very cool. Now, the other two albums that I have not mentioned, I have on CD as well, and that's Endangered Species, which is all right, and the other one is Musically Incorrect. Okay, they're up there. I just didn't grab them. They're okay. They also have another one or two live albums, and they have a little box set that's out. And shit, there was something else. Oh, there's two other CDs separate that are like demos and lost tracks. They call them like Lost Treasures CDs, whatever. I forget the titles of them. But there's just basically the leftover songs that were going to be on these albums, and they had enough for two separate CDs. So you may want to check them out. I did. There's some cool songs on each one of them. Some of the songs are okay, some aren't. Again, all a matter of your opinion. But yeah, I would check all them out too. Now, when you go, if you're gonna order this DVD and you go on the band's website, you can also find some of Dave's solo stuff. I picked up this one where he's doing a bunch of blues stuff. This is very cool. All right, little gatefold thing going on. Nice, the back. And he does some cool songs on here, man. Dave is a very underrated guitar player. Again, Y&T is one of those very cool, underrated bands. They're popular. They sold a shit ton of albums, but never got to the heights of, like, you know, Priest or Maiden. It's one of those things, you know. But yeah, so this is cool, man. On the blue side, all right, Dave Menichetti. And then the other one is this one, just called Menichetti. All right. Sounds like a pasta dish. Oh, let me get my manicotti and my Menichetti on the side. Awesome stuff, man. All right. So yeah, check this out as well. So now Dave, before I round all this up, Dave is the last survivor of this band. Joey has passed away, Phil has passed away, and Leonard has passed away, all three of them. And, you know, Dave had a little health scare not too long ago. I hope the guy's doing all right. But Dave is still, you know, the captain of the ship, man. He's still steering it. You know, him and his wife, the manager, they're still carrying on, you know. So go on the band's website, check them out, support them, buy some stuff off of there. Again, this documentary, On With The Show, is one of the best documentary of a band I've seen, man. Really cool. It's long. Like I said, it's like almost 2.5, 3 hours long. Explains everything from the beginning till the end. I mean, there is no end because they're still going, but very cool stuff, man. All right. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little Y&T video. All right. And I've been meaning to do this for a while and finally got around to it. Little bits and pieces, a little history here and there, nothing too crazy. Buy that DVD and it'll fill in all the blanks, all right? Because there's a lot of blanks. It's a lot I didn't even talk about, but you get the gist, all right? So that's it. Y&T, Dave, get some solo stuff, pick up some albums, man, whatever you want to start with. Again, I would start with Black Tiger or Mean Street. I mean, whatever you can find at your local record store, just pick it up and go home and check it out. Or I don't even know what's on Spotify because you guys know I don't have it. You find Y&T on Spotify, man, just listen to it, all right? Get into them. They're a great freaking band. And other than that, man, that's it, all right? So, hey, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We made it, all right? Have a good weekend if I don't see you, all right? And that's it. Watch out. Be good for one another. It's a crazy world out there, like I say all the time, because it is. I don't even watch the news anymore in the morning because it's every time I turn it on, who got shot here, who got shot there. Kids are falling out of windows. Oh, no. Just give me my rock and roll, all right? All right, guys. Be good. I'll talk to you soon, all right? You know what I'm going to do next, right? Peace out, Buttercup. Have a good weekend. Be cool. Stay metal.